3, 2, 1.
In the middle of the journey of our life, I came to myself in a dark wood where the direct way was lost. It is a hard thing to speak of how wild, harsh, and impenetrable that wood was, so that thinking of it recreates the fear. It is scarcely less bitter than death. But, in order to tell of the good that I found there, I must tell of the other things I saw there. I cannot rightly say how I entered it. I was so full of sleep, at that point where I abandoned the true way, but when I reached the foot of a hill, where the valley that had pierced my heart with fear came to an end, I looked up and saw its shoulders brighten, with the rays of the sun that leads men rightly on every road. Then, the fear that had settled in the lake of my heart through the night that I had spent so miserably became a little calmer, and as a man who, with panting breath, has escaped from the deep sea to the shore, turns back towards the perilous waters and stares, so my mind, still fugitive, turned back to see that past again, that no living person ever left. After I had rested my tired body a while, I made my way again over empty ground, always bearing upwards to the right. And behold, almost at the start of the slope, a light swift leopard with spotted coat, it would not turn from before my face, and so obstructed my path that I often turned in order to return.
Have pity on me, whoever you are, whether a man, in truth, or a shadow.
Not a man, but a man I once was. And my parents were Lombards, and both of them by their native place, Montfons. I was born sub Julio, though late, and lived in Rome, under the good Augustines, in the age of false, deceitful gods. I was a poet, and sang of Aeneas, that virtuous son of Anchises, who came from Troy, when proud Ilium was burned. But you, why do you turn back towards such pain? Why do you not climb the delightful mountain that is the origin and cause of all joy?
Are you then that Virgil, and that fountain, that pours out so great a river of speech? O glory and light to other poets! May that long study, and the great love that made me scan your work, be worth something you now. You are my master and my author. You alone are the one from whom I learned the high style that has brought me honor. See the creature that I turned back from. O sage, famous in wisdom, save me from her. She that makes my veins and pulse tremble.
You must go another road. If you wish to escape this savage place, this creature that dispresses you allows no man to cross her path, but obstruct him to destroy him. And she has so vicious and perverse a nature that she never sates her greedy appetite, and after food is hungrier than before. Many are the creatures she mates with, and there will be many more, until the greyhound comes, who will make her die in pain. He will not feed himself on land or wealth, but on wisdom, love, and virtue, and his birthplace will lie between Feltro and Feltro. He will be the salvation of the lower Italy, for which virtue Camilla died of wounds, and Euryalus, Turnus, and Nisus. He will chase the she-wolf through every city until he has returned her to hell, from which envy first loosed her. It is best, as I think and understand, for you to follow me. I will be your guide and lead you from here through an eternal space, where you will hear the desperate shouts, will see the ancient spirits in pain, so that each one cries out for a second death, and then you will see the others in peace in the flame, because they hope to come whenever it may be among the blessed. Then if you desire to climb to them, there will be a spirit fitter than I am to guide you, and I will leave you with her. When we part, since the Lord, who rules above, does not wish me to enter his city, because I was rebellious to his law. He is Lord everywhere, but there he rules, and there is his city, and his high throne. Oh, happy is he, whom he chooses to go there.
Poet, I beg you, by the God you did not acknowledge, lead me where you said, so that I might escape this evil or worse, and see the gate of St. Peter, and those whom you make me out of this, to be so saddened.
The day was going, and the dusky air was freeing the creatures of the earth from their labors, and I, one alone, prepared myself to endure the inner war, the journey and its pity, that the mind without error shall recall. O Muses, O high intervention, aid me now. O memory that has engraved what I saw, here your nobility will be shown. I began.
Poet who guides me, examine my virtue. See if I am fitting before you thrust me to the steep way. You say that Aeneas, the father of Silvius, while still corruptible flesh, went to the eternal world, and his senses, but if God who opposed every evil was gracious to him, thinking of the noble consequence of who and what should derive from him. Then, does not seem unreasonable to a man's intellect, he was chosen to be a father benign, Rome and of the empire. Both of them were founded as a sacred place, where the successor of the great Peter is enthroned. By that journey, by which you grace him, Aeneas learned things that were the source of his victory, and of the papal mantle. Afterwards, Paul, the chosen vessel, went there to bring the confirmation of the faith that is the entrance of the way of salvation. But why should I go there? Who allows it? I am not Aeneas. I am not Paul. Neither I nor others think me worthy of it. So, if I resign myself to going, I fear that going there may prove foolish. You know and understand better, I can say.
If I have understood your words correctly, your spirit is attacked by cowardly fear that often weights men down so that it deflects them from honorable action, like a creature seeing phantoms in the dust. That you may shake off this dread yourself, I will tell you why I came. And I heard at the first moment when I took pity on you. I was among those in limbo.
In suspense, and a lady called to me. She's so beautiful, so blessed, that I begged her to command me. Her eyes shone more brightly than the stars, and she began to speak gently, quietly, an angelic voice in her language.
O nobleman one spirit, whose fame still endures as time endures, my friend, not only fortune's friend, but he turns back in terror, and I fear that he is already so far lost that I have started too late to his aid. From what I heard of him in heaven, now go and help him so, with your eloquence and with whatever is needed for his relief, that I may be comforted. I am Beatrice, who asks you to go. I come from a place I long to return to. Love moved me that made me speak. When I am before my Lord, I will often praise you to him.
O Lady of Virtue, in whom alone humanity exceeds all that is contained in the lunar heaven, which is the smallest sphere, your command is so pleasing to me, that obeying, were it done already, it were done too slow. You have no need to explain your wishes further, but tell me, why do not hesitate to descend here, to this center below, from the wide space you burn to return to?
Since you wish to know, I will tell you briefly of why I do not fear to enter here. Those things that have the power to hurt are to be feared, not those things that are fearful. I am made such, by God's grace, that your sufferings does not touch me, nor does the fire or the burning scorch me.
There is a gentle lady in heaven who has such compassion for this trouble I send you to relieve, that she overrules strict laws on high.
Now, he who is faithful to you needs you, and I commend you to him. Lucia, who is opposed to all cruelty, rose and came to the place where I was, where I sat with that Rachel of antiquity.
Beatrice, God's true praise, why do you not help him, who loved you so intensely? He left the common crowd for you. Do you not hear how pitiful his grief is? Do you not see the spiritual death that comes to meet him on the dark river, over which the sea has no power?
No one on earth was ever quick to search for their good, or run from harm as I to descend. From my blessed place, after these words were spoken, and place my faith in your true speech, that honors you and those who hear it. She turned away, with tears in her bright eyes. After saying this to me, and made me, by that, come here all the quicker. And so I came to you, as she wished, and rescued you in the face of that wild creature that denied you the shortest path of the lovely mountain. What is it then? Why do you hold back? Why? Why let such cowardly fear into your ear? Why, when three such blessed ladies in the courts of heaven care for you, and my words promise you so much good, are you not free and ardent?
O she, who pities, who helps me and you, so gentle, who swiftly obeyed the true word she commanded, you have filled my heart with such desire, by what you have said, to go forward, but I have turned back to my first purpose. Go now, For the two of us have but one will. You, my guide, the Lord, the Master.
Master, their meaning is dire to me. Just be brave. This is what I've told you to expect. For this is the place for the fallen people. Those who have lost the good of the understanding. Here all uncertainty must be left behind. All cowardice must be dead.
Master, what is that which I hear, and what folk is it that seems to overcome with its woe?
The red souls are the neutrals. They are the people who live for themselves. They are not rebellious against God nor faithful to Satan. They fail to choose either good or evil in their lifetimes. Heaven drove them out its beauty, and deep hell does not accept them. Let them evil have glory over them.
What is so grievous to them that makes them lament so bitterly?
These sinners have no hope in death, and their existence is driven by envy for any kind of existence, even one. In the true circles of hell, let us not speak of them, for these sinners aren't even worth wasting many words over.
He made the great refusal.
He is Pope Celestine V, abdicated his papal seat just 5 months after taking office.
Master, how grant to me that I may know who these are, and what rule makes them appear so ready to pass over as I discern through this faint light.
The things will be clear to us. We shall stay over steps on the side shore of the one of the 5 rivers of the Greek underworld, the Acheron.
The chance, the two of you, to get into my boat. Who is he? Only dead people allowed. I came here to take you to the shore, into eternal darkness, into fire and ice.
Who is he? That old man is Charon, the ferryman that takes people across the river. Charon, do not vex yourself. It is will there. Where that is willed is done. Ask no more. My son, those who die in the wrath of God all came together here from every land, and they eager to pass over the stream. For the divine justice spurs them so that fear is turned to desire. A good soul never passes this way, and therefore Charon fret at us. Well, now you know what his speech signifies.
Master, what's happening?
Calm down!
What is this? What's happening? Papi Satan! Papi Satan! Alipe!
Let them not feel harmed, for any power that he may have shall not prevent thy going down this track. Be silent! Though a cursed wolf consume within thyself with thine own rage, not causeless is this journey to the abyss. Thus is it willed on high, where Michael wrought vengeance upon the proud adultery.
Why keepest? Why squanderest thou? Why keepest? Why squanderest thou?
Why keepest?
Why squanderest thou?
My master, make it clear to me what people these are. And if all were clerks, the shaving crowns upon the left of us.
Why keepest? All of them were as queens in the intellect of the first life, so much that there with measure no spending made. Clearly their voices bark it forth, whenever they reach the 2 points in the where sunders them the opposite effect. Clerks those who know on their heads, and popes and cardinals in whom the avarice practice its excess.
My master, among such as these I ought forsooth to recognize some few who were infected in these maladies.
Wandering down? Why keepest? Why? Vain thought doth entertaineth. The undiscerning life which made them sordid now makes them unto all discernment dim. Forever shall they came into these 2 bodies. This from the sepulchre shall rise again, with the first closed, and this with tresses shorn. All giving and ill keeping the fair world have taken from them is this scuffle. Whatever it be, no words adorn I for it. Now can thou, son, behold the transient farce of goods that are committed unto fortune, for which the human race each other buffet. For all the good gold, the moon, or even has been of these weary souls could never make a single one response.
Master,
Why
now tell me also what is this fortune which thou speak of, that has the world's goods so within its clutches.
O creatures imbecile, what ignorance is this which do beset you? Now will I have thee learn my judgment of her. He whose omniscience everything transcends, the heavens created and gave who should guide them, that every part to every part may shine, distributing the light in equal measure, he in like manner to the mundane splendors ordained a general mistress and guide, that she might change at times the empty treasures from one blood to another, beyond resistance of all human wisdom. Therefore, one people triumph, and another languishes, in pursuance of her judgment, which hidden is, as in the grass a serpent. Your knowledge has no counterstand against her. She makes provisions, judges, and pursues her governance. As there's the other gods, her permutations have not ended truths. Necessity makes her precipitate. obtains. And this is she who is so crucified, even by those who ought to give her praise, giving her blame amiss and bad repute. But she is blissful, and she hears it not. Among the other primal creatures, bloodsome, she turns her spear, and blissful she rejoices. Let us descend now unto greater woe. Already sinks each star ascending. When I set out and loitering is forbidden. Son, go now, behold the souls, those whom anger overcomes. And likewise, I will bid thee know for certain. Beneath the water are people who sat at the surface, as the items deep, whosoever it turns.
We sullen were in the sweet air, which by the sun is gladdened, bearing within ourselves the sluggish reek. Now we are sullen in the sable mire. This hymn they gurgle, for with unbroken words they cannot say it.